wake of this, among the things they're talking about is a lack of trust, a bond of trust being broken, letting your brothers down, mending has to be done. Is this the proper context?
Absolutely. When we're talking about our darkest hour, okay, we're talking about playing to win a game and needing other dominoes to fall for us to be in the tournament, and the guy not communicating, that is a real element of discussion, certainly.
He quit on this team.
You know, you can describe it in whatever ways you want to describe it, but there was a lack of communication there that can lead to thoughts and things of that nature that can go in many directions. The bottom line is that we're playing a significant game, and he didn't do a good enough job of communicating or being available in the hours leading up to that performance. So we needed to make decisions pertinent to getting prepared to play in that performance. So I've been really clear about outlining what transpired, the level of communication and things of that nature. So obviously there's some things within that that you can infer, certainly.
Many of your players on Monday talked it.
Welcome back to the Fan Hour Report. This is Kendall Hilton. Our subject for the day, the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you all may know, Antonio Brown has gone AWOL. We should not expect him to be wearing the black and gold next season. As you heard Mr. Tomlin, he pretty much left the Steelers hanging in the final game of the season to get into the playoffs. Now, AB, of course, has his own reasons that he hasn't shared with the world yet. But on the outside looking in, I don't know if I can trust AB if I'm a GM or owner or coach. And you know, I always support the players. I always want to support the players. But in this situation, it just doesn't make sense. You don't show up for practice. You have your agent call the coach, who you always had a decent relationship with. You have him call your coach to say you're injured. So they set up an MRI for you. You don't show up to the MRI on Friday. You don't show up on Saturday. You don't call anyone on Saturday. And then on Sunday, you try to play.
Playing wasn't on the menu.
That don't fly, AB. You've been playing football your whole life. You don't practice, you don't play. That's how it always been. It's been that way since Little League. And, you know, stuff like that right at the time where we need you the most and we're trying to get into the playoffs, you don't show up, how can I trust you? You know, he's arguably one of the best receivers in the past decade. I say he is. Some say Julio. Some say some other guys. But, you know, I say AB has definitely been the best wide receiver that I have seen in the NFL in the last 5 to 10 years. With that being said, though, he's a problem. He's a problem. Many people have said he's going to be a problem once they pay him. Ryan Clark, mainly, he voiced his opinion early about Antonio Brown. And him and Antonio Brown has feuded in the past when Clark was on the team, and they're feuding now when Clark is a media person. But that's small potatoes to the grand scheme of this all. Like I said, we're talking about the Steelers, who will lose 2 of their best players in a matter of 1 season. They lost Le'Veon earlier this year when he didn't show up for training camp, and he never showed up. Like, just didn't show up, skipped out on the whole season. And now AB is flirting with the idea of playing with the 49ers. How can this be? How can one of the best franchises in NFL over a long period of time come to this place where their best players don't want to play for them? You know, a coach like Mike Tomlin, a player's coach, a black coach, the best players are not receiving well to him. You know, what's going on up there? There's so many reports out there, you know, you don't really know what to believe, but it's like, why now? So I want you guys to jump in the comments and let me know, 1, what should the Steelers do with AB? 2, who's to blame? 3, can you trust AB and Le'Veon Bell? And do you want them on your team? Be sure to subscribe to the Fan Hour Sports TV channel. You know, we're going to give you these weekly Fan Hour reports every week on various sports topics. ranging from the NBA to the college basketball to the NHL to soccer, everything, and always, let us know. What do you want us to talk about? What do you want to hear us discuss, So, like I said, subscribe, comment, and join the discussion.